So, here I am with Pumpkin. She's having a little clean of herself, so she's ready for her live. I just wanted to let you know, well, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what a 200-hour yoga teacher training program is. Now, next week on Saturday, my 200-hour, it's called Yoga and Spiritual Development Teacher Training Program starts. And I run this every year, apart from last year, for obvious reasons. And I'm very looking forward to welcoming my new students. But lots of people don't know what a 200-hour program is and why they wouldn't know then why they would want to do one. So they're pretty generic nowadays. That's your standard teaching that you need to be able to be insured and teach yoga. There are obviously longer courses. That's 500 hours, 1,000 hours. It's 250-hour trainings now. The 200-hour is your standard kind of base level. Is your entry point level. Now, I also run advanced trainings, and I have designed this training course to be a diving board, as it were, to kind of introduce you to different concepts of teaching yoga and to kind of try and hone in on your own personal niche of where you might want to teach and what area you might like to specialize. Then there's more kind of scope to, do those specialist courses afterwards. So rather than kind of creating loads of robot yoga teachers that go and teach the same thing that I've taught them, it's much more messy, and we introduce lots of different teaching styles of yoga. We introduce lots of tools of yoga, because I also want this to be a friend for life. Your yoga practice is going to be your friend for the whole life, and you won't be doing the same physical practice. Even if you think that you're going to do this physical practice for all of your life, there'll be times that it won't be available and it will change and morph. So I want to introduce you to all of the tools, or as many of the tools as I can possibly fit in 200 hours, which is, that's my challenge. So that you get this kind of overall diving board, as it were, to introduce you to, the possibility of a career in teaching yoga. Now, not everyone does a yoga teacher training practice to teach yoga afterwards. Some people are very resistant. They do the yoga teacher training course purely because they have realized the transformational effect of these tools of yoga in their own lives and would love the time and space to dedicate a 7-month journey to deepening their experience of these tools. And that is amazing. That is what I also offer you. So it's a course in 2 halves. The first is an immersion into all these amazing tools, and maybe some tools aren't really readily available to you in normal yoga classes. So we offer immersions in yoga nidra, pranayama, breathing practices, the philosophy and the background and the history and all of this stuff, so that you can enhance your personal journey, which, if you've done yoga in the last 18 months or so, you know how transformational this stuff is, and you know that the tools can really save you. I mean, the amount of people that I talk to say thank God for yoga, right? Because am I right? Thanks a lot, COVID. So that's your one aspect. And then the other aspect is how to translate these tools to share with other people. Now, I am talking about real people, not your, just generic yoga bots who don't need you to teach them yoga because they're already amazing at yoga. So how to translate those tools to complete beginners, to people with special needs, specific abilities in their bodies, and I want this to be represented by normal people with specific needs in their bodies. So this course is specifically designed to help you translate those tools, translate those yoga poses, translate those techniques into a kind of language or a modality that can get through to your normal people, so that we can actually help reduce some of this crazy tension from the pandemic. We can actually make a difference to the world. And even if you decide you don't want to teach yoga, doing a training course like this, you may decide afterwards, you may be inspired, you may get pulled in by your friends and family who realize realize you're a yoga teacher. Oh, could you just so you might keep your regular day job, but your colleagues will be calling on you. So if you do want to become a yoga teacher as a career, this is also for you, because I'm going to train you how to work online, how to market, how to kind of build your business whilst at the same time avoiding burnout, because I know about this stuff. I've been teaching yoga for 20 years. I've been practicing for longer, and I've been training for the last 6 years. This training program, which has morphed and changed, and now following lots of trauma in my life and COVID, it's morphed again, so hopefully even more accessible. So if you want to ask me any questions, if you want to join late, come and join. Yeah, hopefully that gives you a taste of what a 200-hour program is. Our 200-hour program includes an introduction to several of the kind of main schools of yoga, I guess. We have restorative yoga, we have hatha flow yoga, we have elements from the Shivananda, the integral yoga traditions, and even, you know, elements of Kundalini, with also, you know, being very honest about the abuse in the lineages there, and what we can take and what we can leave from those traditions. I also offer you, again, immersions in pranayama, yoga nidra, yoga philosophy, and anatomy, which can be extremely spiritual practice, learning how your body is intricately woven together. We also include an immersion retreat shanty center, if that's accessible for you. If it's not accessible to travel, we include an option where you live stream that. And yeah, but I also invite you to do some service in the community, kind of karma yoga, bit of volunteer work to take your yoga off your mat and into the world, because that's yoga too, right? And lots of other elements. So I really hope, yeah, and mainly quite a lot of the hours is, you know, how to teach, how to get your head around, you know, what you're feeling in your body and how to translate that, and also how to teach some of the tools that you don't use, that, you know, may not be for you, but it doesn't mean it's not for you, because otherwise the yoga teachers are only teaching the stuff that's worked for them, which, you know, arguably is great, but there's also an argument that you need a toolkit that you can offer all different things to your students. Why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? It's not my practice now, but I did try it, and you know, knowing that your yoga practice during your life will morph and change, and having all these things that you can dip into at different times of your life. So my ramble is over. I really hope that you'll consider joining us. It starts next Saturday. There are payment plans available. Obviously it's getting a bit last minute, but if you can join us, if you really want to join us and you just want to talk it over, let me know. I can call you and we can talk about whether it's the right thing for you, and, you know, whether you can, you know, pay over time, working out ways. Me and Pumpkin will help you. All right, so if you want to ask me any questions, ask me questions, and if you're joining me on Saturday, I can't wait to see you. And yeah, thanks for listening. Bye.